Hey all, welcome to Cloud Hub. My name is Ramesh Dureswamy. So today in this video, we're going to see what is Azure Private Link. All right, you can create many, there are a lot of services where you can create your Azure Private Link. So first of all, we'll need to understand what is a private link, right? It enables you to access your, PaaS service or your managed services like your Azure Storage Account or your SQL databases or any of your managed services, and Azure hosted customer-owned or partner services over a private endpoint in your VNet. The traffic between your VNet and your service travels on the Microsoft backbone, right? So exposing your service to the public internet is no longer necessary. So you can create your own private link service. So if you see here, you can see what are the key benefits of uh, creating the Azure private link. So these are the key benefits. So privately access the services on the Azure platform, and you can even connect your on-premises services with peer networks, protection against data leakage. So where the private endpoint is mapped to an instance of PaaS resource instead of entire service. So it brings you much more security towards your data. And it's global reach and extend to your own service. So these are the key benefits that you receive from the, Azure private link. So now in this demo, I'm going to showcase you like how could we, I'm just going to create a storage account. I'm going to try to access the storage account from outside the, network. I'm just going to create a private uh, link for the storage account, and I'm going to access it via the private link service as well. So just to start with, I have already created a VM. So the VM has, if I get into the resource group, the VM I've created. So the VM has an NSG and it has an VNet, okay, interface network NIC card and then the disk. So I'm just going to create an storage account. I'll put it in the same resource group. Test SDG01. I'll go with LRS. So for now, I'm just enabling it for the, public. So let me create the storage account. I think this shouldn't take much more time. Just hold on for a moment. Yeah. The storage account is created. So let me get into the account and let me go ahead and create a container. Let me create an test container. So if I say get into the networking, so it is enabled from all networks. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to access this storage account via my Storage Explorer. Okay, I have already used my Storage Explorer downloaded. I'm just going to connect it to my account. So uh, just go with the account name and key, display name, test, STG01, and our storage account name. So this is my storage account name, and what is my account key? Just go. I'm going to take this as an account key. Copy. Set code connected. So you could see my test container, which is available here. So anyone with the access keys should be able to access the storage container, right? So now instead of this making enabling it to be private, so it doesn't we should not allow the public, you should not enable your storage account to public, right? So instead of holding it to public, you should ensure that you uh, secure your data and secure your storage account. For that, what we do is we just go ahead and create the private endpoints. So now I'm just going to create a private endpoint here. Go to networking. So you can disable this and save. Now I've disabled the public access, right? So if I try to go and connect to the storage account, it will not connect. It will throw an error. So I'm going to create a private endpoint. So I'll select my subscription, a resource group, and instance name, XTG01 private endpoint. It creates network interface name. And it selects the storage account. Resource type as storage accounts, and target resource, we are going to use it as a blob. I go to the virtual network, and you should be able to select your VNets here. Okay, it is not allowing. Let's see. Private endpoints. Okay, I think I should select the right. This is East US, right? Okay, so problem is here. I have created the storage account in the East US. So the reason why, because I'm not getting the VNets being displayed here is uh, because of the location region. So I'm just going to delete the storage account. Recreate a new one. Mapping it to the same region. So it should be central US. So that was the problem that we faced earlier. So what I do is in the networking, I'm going to disable the public access. I'm going to create a private endpoint here. Or what we can do is I'll just discard it here. I'll just create the storage account first. Then we will go and create the private endpoints. So we have both the resource created. So I go to the networking. So I will disable the public access first. So go to private endpoint, create the private endpoint. So I'm putting it in the same resource group, SDG, PVP, END, private endpoint, put it in the same region, central US. So it will take the resource type as storage accounts, and the target sub resource should be your blob. So it has taken the VNet, which I have created for my, the VM machine, right? So I'm using the same VNet here. So it is listing me. And then the same subnet I'm using. I don't create any application security group. And it creates a DNS zone as well, private DNS zone. So the validation is complete. Now it's going to create the private endpoint. So we have got the resource deployed, getting the resource. So this is the private endpoint. You could see it has connected to the VNet and the default subnet, and it has a network interface card created. So if you go to DNS configuration, it has a private IP which is attached to this, um, private DNS zone. So you could see your fully qualified domain name mapped to a private IP address. Right. So you now have your private endpoint created. So now what I do is I go to my storage account. So I create a container called test demo container, and let me try to access this container in my um, local storage account explorer, right? So I connect again the storage account name and key. So what is the account name? Storage account name in my account keys. So I try to connect, it will throw error. So it's throwing 403 authorization failed. So you will not be able to connect to the storage account publicly. Okay, so anyone with the account keys will not be able to connect, right? So see if this is blocked. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this. I already have a VM created and I've mapped that VM. So this is my VM. So I already have a VM created. So I have this VM is mapped to this test VNet, and the private endpoint is also mapped to this virtual network. So I should be able to access the storage account from this virtual machine. Okay, so I am just connecting to the RDP machine of that. So now it is connected to the machine. Let me connect to that. Storage account. The machine is a bit slow. Please bear with me. So display name is test demo. Account name. What is the account name? Storage account name. Account keys. See, so now we are able to see the test demo container, right? So what this means is you're able to connect your storage account only via the private endpoints, not with the public endpoints, right? So one more thing what we can do is I just go to the command prompt and we can see how this you know can ping this storage account. And you could see the private IP 10.0.0.5. So this is connected to the private IP of the VNet. Okay, so that's 10.0.0.0.5 is the private IP. Let's go and check it out. I will go to the private endpoint. See here, it has the private endpoint, and 10.0.0.5 is the private IP that is mapped to the storage account, right? So, which means you are able to access your storage account via the private links, not via publicly, right? So this is what I just wanted to make you guys understand, like uh, how do you access a storage account via the private links. I think this would be, helpful for someone to understand how do we work with the private endpoints, right? Thank you.